Hey guys, welcome back to Just Carve Rob. And look at what we got in the mail today. We got us some basswood all the way from Canada. Larry Dibbs sent us some basswood. All right, Larry Dibbs. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate it. So what are we going to be carving today? I haven't decided yet. We got this cool basswood here. So, ooh, these guys are bigger than those guys. Oh, we got some tall basswood too. I guess whoever was running the chop saw cutting these things to length was sleeping on the job. Which is good for us because they gave us some taller ones. Look at that. How long are they? Get out the ruler. Wow, almost 6 inches. Normally they're like 4. Yeah, like this size here is about normal. Right here, that's about the normal size. This one here is 6, so that's pretty cool, huh? All right. So what are we carving today? I don't know. Still haven't got the Dremel fixed. So we're gonna have to figure that out. I said we'd take one of these bigger pieces here and see what we can come up with. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I think I got it figured out. We're gonna start out with this piece of wood that is 1 and, well, that'd be 1.5. 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 by 5 1/8. You know what we're gonna carve? We're gonna carve a squid guy. Squid guy. Alright, so I don't know how it's gonna turn out because I've never carved a squid guy before. So I think what we want to do is, okay, I've come in, I've cut the corners off on this because so it don't hurt your hands. So we figure his head's going to come out something like that. So let's go ahead and round these sides up in the back to our center. We'll put center line here, right? And then we're just going to round these corners over. I'm doing this out of character here because normally I got it mostly laid out, but this is going to be a surprise. Surprise! So I'm just going to work on rounding this top over. Yep, we're just going to take this top back all the way around. We want to make this a dome up here. Okay? Alright? So let me do that. And I'll be right back. I think you guys can, you guys don't need to watch me sit here and do this. Unless you want to, let me know in the comments below. Alright? Alright. Alright, Spike? Alright. Alright, so you can see we kind of got that rounded over there, except for the back. And I came down, let's see, about 1.5 inches from the top here. You see we haven't cut that yet, we haven't touched that. So we came down about 1.5 inches and we cut a V in. This wood cuts great, Larry. Like that. We're just cutting that V in there. So come down from the top about 1.5 inches. Yeah. So it would be about 1.25 to 1.25 inches from the top to your line. And then we're just coming in like this and we're cutting a V in. And we're going to take that V. We're not going to, this is going to be our front right here. Oop, come back here, pencil. This is going to be our front. So we're going to, this is going to be the back. So we're just going to take that line, that V, right on around. We're going to use our thumb as a pivot point. I haven't decided if I'm probably going to thin this up here, back here. So, because we got the two flat spots, we kind of want to make this round. We want to make this like oval shaped here. So, our nose is going to be here on this corner. So we can go ahead and, I'm just going to go ahead and peel this wood right on around. To try giving us that oval shape. So we want to wind up with the oval right here. So we can just keep working this in. Like that. And be careful. If you got carbon gloves, wear them. Be careful because the pressure you're putting on this very, very sharp knife, you don't want it to come back and get you. And this happens to be a 2.5 inch OCC carving knife. I usually buy them from Mountain Wood Carvers. MountainWoodCarvers.com. Not associated, not affiliated. But that's where I get them. Okay. So you see what we got going there? See how we got it starting to oval out here? I'm just going to go around and do some cleanup here. Get my undercut going. And as you work through this, you want to try to go back and forth from side to side and try to keep it even. And don't worry about, don't gotta be perfect. Remember, it's whatever you carve it. It's however you carve it. Okay, see how we're getting that old. Okay, just don't pay attention to this because a lot of this is going to be taken away here. So just imagine you're making this oval here. Okay, so we got to take a little bit more off this side. The wood don't want to cut this way. It wants to cut this way. And just keep, we'll just keep working that, getting that round going there. So we go oval and round. Oval and round. Keep rounding that. Keep that back rounding up there. Man, it's been killer hot here for the last week and a half or so. Very, very hot. Okay, so let me go ahead and finish cleaning this up and I'll be right back with you. But that's what we're looking like right now. Like that. Okay? Okay. Alright, Spike? Alright. Alright, so we've got it mostly rounded out here. I think. I switched knives to this upswept knife that I made. And I just been digging this out right here. A little bit this way, a little bit that way, a little bit this way, a little bit that way, a little bit. Yeah, it's been a while. Woo, I'm tired. So, the thing with an upswept knife is that skinny nose on there, right? Because you can roll your blade like that, and then you can come up here and roll it back like that. And then if you got a rat tail file, which is a round file, you can go in there and clean that up, which I have. I don't know where it is right this second. I think it's back out in the other garage. And we just do that from each direction until you get the depth you want. Or if you got a working Dremel, you can take your Kutzall burr and just get in there and clean that out. Okay. Alright, so we got our oval shape. Looks like we might need to take a little bit more off from here. I don't think it's got to be perfect. This guy isn't going to be perfect because I'm carving them. Alright, well, that's close enough anyway. It looks like a big brain, don't it? Big brain, kind of. Alright, so these knives here are a little harder to do that sweep thing unless you grind this back and give it more of a point. Because see how that's locking up right there? You have to take a lot more shallower cuts with it. That's the bonus of having this upswept knife. You can use more of the nose of it, or that upswept part. You can get in there and get rid of that stuff. And get your, or you can just cut the V in it and call it good. You don't have to do that. Hey, it's your project, right? I'm just doing it because I had a rat tail file laying around. Okay, so now we're going to cut the nose in, which is our point here, the original point. So we're just going to take, we're not going to cut straight down. No, that'll undercut the nose. So we're going to just kind of, good, so I can see it here. We're almost going to want to be like on that angle. Okay, make sure you got your fingers out of the way. And we're just going to make that line right on down. And it you don't have to curve it right now because you can just come in and do this. Get your hand out of the way, Rob. Okay, you can just come in and do this. Like that. You can just notch that right in. As deep as you want that nose to be. And then you can come back and just chunk off the sides. It's a good idea probably to do this so you know how deep your nose is going to be. Because all this wood's got to go bye-bye. We got to get this back under his base here. See, that's where his base is going to be. So we got to get rid of all that wood anyway. Like that. But we're going to end up coming here. And same thing, I'm just going to come straight across. And then I can come back and round that, put the cheek in or whatever, his mouth, whatever you want to call it. I think I'm going back with the curved blade knife here. Just because it's a shorter knife and I got a little bit more control of it. Okay, getting ahead of myself here. So, you can see I'm not coming, you want to be on just a little bit of an angle. Away from the nose. You don't want to, make sure you don't have your knife like parallel with this face. Otherwise you're going to undercut the nose. So you just want to aim it away. And then just follow your line down. Kind of like that there. Right on down to your cut. We'll do the same thing on this side. I had the worst time when I was doing noses. I would end up aiming the knife down like that and undercutting the nose every time. So we're gonna just do that. And then we can take our blade, come up alongside. Make sure you pay attention to where the tip of your blade is. And we can just slide that right up there. Right up along that cut we just made. That, and get that chip out of there. See, that's what happens when you go in the wrong direction. The wood doesn't want you to go in. It's no big deal. Because we want that nose sticking furthest out from the face. So we'll do that three-way cut there. And see that? Boop! Out she goes. And remember, we made that line across here. Because for right now, we don't care. We want to keep that, we want to make that straight. And then we can come in on this side, do the same thing. We're just gonna, I just want to make sure I got into that corner deep there. And then we're just going to slide that blade right up along the nose. That's one good thing about this type of blade, is that it's got that round part there. You can use that to help guide your blade up alongside that nose. Like that. And then you can come back in and make that cut deeper. Right there. Watch your fingers. A lot easier with a Dremel. That. Do the same thing on the other side. You might want to turn it upside down so you make sure that you're staying equal. It's always better to make your nose a little bit larger. That way there you can always come back and make it skinnier if you so desire. And we'll slide that. Remember, this one don't want to go that way, Rob. This side wants to go down. We'll clean that up. Like that. And then this side wants to go up, so we can go that way. Slide it up along there. Boom, like that. Poof! Right, Ben? Poof! We'll poof it up in there like that. And then we're going to do the same thing for the cheek or mouth or whatever it is. Right there. Just going to put an undercut in there so we know where it is. Then we can come in and put that little three-way cut in there like that. 1, 2, 3. See how that makes that nice and deep there? Back over here and go 1. Oops, that's a little bit too much an angle there. 1, 2, poof, just like that. Right, Ben? Ben over there at Studio on the Lake. Just like that. And then we can undercut that. And then we know that all this material from here over has to go. So you can just start lunking that stuff off there. If you don't feel comfortable taking the big cuts, you can always take smaller cuts. It'll all get you in the same place. Get that wood out of there. And since we're working on a corner, you want to take your piece and look at it. Make sure you're staying parallel. You don't want to get going this way or that way. You want to kind of keep that straight on. Right? So that's what we're going to do. I'm walking this edge in and then I'll walk it back. See, I got to my line and I'm on an angle going this way. So then we'll just come in here and scoop that out of there. And you can see, well, I don't know if you can see from the top or not, but our lines are running pretty good right there. See it from the back side, looking pretty parallel. And then we got to get rid of, it's terrible that you start off with a nice block of wood this big and then you're going to get rid of all that there. Since this is my first time doing this guy, I'm not quite sure of how he was going to go. So there was no idea for a bandsaw pattern. So once I carve them, usually the guys I carve, I like to carve with a knife first, and then we go to the Dremel once we get an idea and a pattern down. Just gonna push this back a little bit and round this over a little bit like that, and then you can, like I said, you can come back here and do that, round that schnozola over, something like that there. And we can work that, get all that rounded in. Round that down. Might do some changes to the snows yet. Bring this cheek or whatever it is back a little bit more. Hope this isn't too boring. I know we're normally a lot quicker with the Dremels, but it is what it is, and this is what we got, so this is what we're doing. Okay, got there. Bring that in a little tighter. This guy's nose will pretty much come right to a point, right between his eyes. His eyes are going to be right here, the center of his eyes. So his nose is going to almost come right to a point at the top. Like that. And then we can play around with it and get it where we want it. This is total fantasy. No set rules as far as size and structure and all that stuff goes. I'm just going to flatten this out a little bit here on both sides, so we got a good place to start for the eyes. I want that to come up more. It's a little bit too linear. How you like that word, Ben? Linear. Kind of want to give it that a triangle type shape. I might even have to break out the pencil here. Not the pencil. Yes, the pencil. We may have to break out the pencil to make sure we got some. I'm going to use another big word, Ben. Symmetry. Not a cinnamon tree. Symmetry. All right. See how we're getting that droop right there? I don't know if I'm going to like this nose, but it's going to be what's going to be. Que sera, sera. Yeah, that's all right. I'd like to see it a little bit deeper out here. I'd like to see this a little bit bigger. So we'll have to bring this face part here back a little bit more. Something like that. We're gonna end up with a boatload of friggin' extra lines on there. Right there, extra cut lines. See if we can get rid of them. That cleaned up pretty good. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, alright, that'll work. And we just have to come back down here and make this a little deeper. And I think that will be it. Where are we at? Up 20 minutes. Okay, yep, I think that's going to be it for this one, guys. Stick around for part 2. All right? All right. Thanks, Larry. Bye-bye.